All right. Hi, everyone. This is Brad Cummings from Board Game Geek. We're here with another weekly live stream, which we're doing pretty well at. Last week we did some Cadito games, and this week we're going to be playing a little bit of Magic 2015. I'm here with Brett Nolan from App Addict. Brett, how you doing?
Pretty good. Just a disclaimer up front, I am brand new to Magic, so my gameplay will be interesting to say the least.
Definitely. Yeah, and we're going to be playing a multiplayer game, which we were actually just discussing before we went live. Is probably not this game's strongest suit. We were talking about Hearthstone. Well, Hearthstone is really multiplayer focused. So I don't know. I think that game really focused on a lot of multiplayer features and stuff like that. Whereas this game, really a lot of the content is in the single player. I would think, at least my experience so far.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually tried the multiplayer on this yet, but the point where I'm coming from is I've never played the game before, or I'm brand new to it. So, am I going to be paired up against someone who knows everything about the game and what happens to me, or do they have a way? Because they do ask you when you first load this thing up, how much experience do you have with Magic? But I think that's just for them to collect information. That's really not taken into consideration when you go into a multiplayer match and get paired up against someone that hopefully has played as much as you.
Yeah, I think it's really. I think because they've asked that in the previous games. I think what that's doing is setting the AI level, kind of the difficulty level of the game. But I'm not sure if that works with player matching, which would be really cool if they did it.
Yeah, I mean, or just look at what you've unlocked, and they're collecting all these metrics. Use everything they know about you as a player from playing the game, and put me against someone who's of equal difficulty.
Right. I hope they do that. I hope they're doing that. We should. So you've asked them, right? You've asked.
Yeah, I'm still waiting out for an answer for some of my questions. You got all kinds of great information as far as the IAP stuff goes. I'm still waiting on a few other answers.
My guess is they were a little scared about the IAP stuff because I think there were a lot of complaints in that direction, which might have spurred some other activities as well. But hey, I think we finally understand the IAPs better. And I posted something on Board Game Geek, I guess yesterday. I'm moving this week, so my days are all kind of blending together. I don't have a job right now. Well, I do have a job, but I'm between jobs, and I am having a lot of fun, just free time, which is not technically free. But
you should enjoy your time off. You got to take that week in between.
It's true. It's been fun. It's been a nice break. I think I finally packed everything today. So, but yeah. So with Magic, yeah, the single player experience is pretty similar to the previous games. I'll just walk through that real quick. But there's tutorial, practice duel, which is just kind of someone you can play against, kind of practice your deck if you're maybe deck building. And then the single player goes through different planes where you'll face off against different opponents. Right now, I haven't finished the single player yet. Brett, are you through the single player?
I played through 2 parts of it. I will say, as far as coming in as a brand new player, those tutorials were really well done to kind of teach you not only just the basics, but then even kind of start you learning about strategy. And then once you start diving into these single player sections, they really do require you to make modifications to your deck and play differently to beat the different styles of the people you go up against.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't do the tutorials, sadly, but that's pretty cool to hear that they work really, really well. I think the mark of a good tutorial is if it can teach you some strategy so that you don't feel lost as a new player going head-to-head with someone.
Yeah, no, I definitely felt prepared once I went into those single things. I mean, granted, there were times where just a bad deal of the cards to start you off, you don't really have a chance, and maybe a better deal you'd do better, but
Right.
they definitely did help to understand, and there's all kinds of pop-ups which if you get sick of seeing them, you can turn them off. But they keep on reminding you what these different aspects of the cards are. So it's definitely approachable. I wouldn't say that there's still a lot of information there that you have to learn to be able to play the game, but
Mm.
they do a good job of trying to convey that in as easy way as possible.
That's really cool. One thing I wanted to highlight is something that's new to this version is in these different planes. I don't know if you noticed this, but this first kind of person, this first diamond, I guess, says like explore Theros or explore the plane that you're on. That will pitch you against just kind of not a random opponent, but there's like a certain set of opponents from that plane, which is a way if you are playing through to earn the cards, or earn booster packs, you can earn more booster packs by playing these kind of randomized opponents, and they're usually quite fun. Like one in the Innistrad one was like all spiders,
Oh, cool.
kind of these kind of themed things, which are pretty interesting.
Yeah, because what you can do is if you don't have all the cards unlocked, you can pay and then get them all unlocked right away. But if you don't, there's actually a section in there where you can go and see all the cards. I think it's called Card Collection.
Yeah, I'll pull that up. Yeah.
And what it does is they're grayed out all the ones you don't have, and then if you tap on one of them, it tells you exactly where you need to go to earn this card. I mean, it's not going to guarantee you're going to get it in the booster pack that you're given in the first time you win, but it at least tells you where you need to go and try and battle in order to earn those cards.
Right. And I think what's really cool about this, at least from I think speaking to Wizards and some of the questions we asked, is when you earn boosters, you're not going to earn something that you already have. So it makes sure to give you kind of what you're missing. And I think that's also true with the premium boosters. It's not going to give you more than you can use of a certain card.
Right. You may earn a card you already have, but you will never hit more than the maximum number that you're allowed to have of those cards.
Right. Sorry. That's much better explanation. Yeah, because and see here the ones in yellow, which as I mentioned in my article, we received a code to buy the in-app purchases, but yellow means you're maxed out at that card, and so and here they've kind of changed the rules of the game slightly. Rares, you can have fewer of them in your deck. So with commons you can have 4, uncommons you can have 3, and rares you can have 2. In the actual game you can have 4 of everything, but that tends into, I don't know, kind of a pay to win. This makes it a little more fun and kind of branches out what you can do. All right, so we've done a lot of talking. Maybe we should do some playing. Should we talk about deck building, or maybe we should play a game and then maybe go back to deck building? How about that?
Yeah. Why don't we play one, then you can show them the
auto deck building is my favorite thing. All right, I'm going to invite you right now.
Okay.
Want to play Magic 2015? Oh, gonna have some question marks, but too lazy to hit shift. Yeah, and if those of you that are watching, we don't have any codes to give away. This is a free game with in-app purchases. However, we are happy to take any questions or comments or commenting on our play. I am familiar with Magic, but also not an expert in any stretch of the imagination, so I'm happy to be mocked in any way. So it's saying it's waiting.
I haven't gotten the invite yet.
Hmm.
Do you want me to try inviting you and see what happens?
Sure. So I'll cancel this. Sorry guys, we're still trying to figure this out. It is live online. It's not asynchronous, so that is one thing. But let's see some of the other things. There's a store locator. Again, these Magic apps, their main goal is to get you to play the paper game, which I think is honorable, though I do wish one day they would just kind of commit full on to a digital version, because I don't think it'll diminish in any way. But
here, I'm going to log out of Game Center and log back in. 1 second.
Okay, I'm going to explain deck building while you do that then.
Okay.
So in the game, this version, rather than the previous versions, you're not unlocking certain pre-built decks and adding cards to them. You actually just kind of receive an initial 2-color deck based on a certain theme which they've put together. And then from there, you open boosters, which could be of any color. I do think the AI kind of favors things you might be able to use in some way, at least a few of the cards. Um, and then you can add those in to supplement. But then you can build any deck you want. So since I have them all unlocked, you know, it's offering me these kind of pre-built themes, which if you're a Magic player, you'll understand some of these, like Heed the Call, green and white creatures. So you cast a lot of small creatures and then you boost them, which is a pretty common deck archetype, I guess. There's the blue-white archetype, which is pretty common. And then you can also just build a custom deck on your own. This game also features an autocomplete feature like the one the 2014 edition did. So you can, like, what I like to do is pick a crazy card and just see if the program will build an entire deck around that one insane card. So, like,
Yeah,
in
I've
this
used that
case,
just because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'll pick random cards that look good and then have it fill out the rest of the deck for me.
right. Well, and I think what they've done this time is they've taken a few cool things uh, from my favorite game, Hearthstone. No, I think a lot of our favorite games, Hearthstone. But they've done like this suggested cards thing where it'll tell you cards that maybe have good synergy with that, and it also gives you some information about your deck, which they had before. One thing I'm missing, I would love to have is, you know, a lot of times you'll build a deck around a certain strategy, a certain a certain type of ability. So you want all of the cards to have that ability so they play off of each other. And there's really no way to search by ability. Hearthstone allows you to have that keyword search. So if I had one complaint about the deck building, it would be to add that kind of keyword search thing. Should I try again? Oh, there we go.
There we go. For some reason, it didn't have me in Game Center. I have no idea why.
So
Within the game.
Need to go to Game Center. And now it's not there. That's weird. So does it say you're waiting for me to respond?
Yeah. It says waiting for players.
All right.
Do you want to try again?
Let me just hop into the Game Center app and see if I can find your invitation. Is that fine? Just real quick. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I tried this earlier today and it seemed straightforward, but
it might be under turns. Yeah. No.
Active games, completed games. I did see the invitation, but then it disappeared. Like I tried to tap it and it disappeared. Should I try inviting you again?
Yeah. Try it again.
Oh, Brett Nolan has disconnected. Okay. All right. Well, let me try one more time. But sorry, guys, for this. We'll be up and running in just a second. All right. You're ready.
Okay.
I think we're in. So one cool thing about this, it does include voice chat and potentially video chat. Looks like you can turn on video. All right. I actually can hear your music, I think, from your...
You can? Oh yeah, my volume is on. Oh, I thought that was you.
No,
it was me. Okay.
Well, I'm hearing you on the iPad app, which is pretty interesting. So you need to select that you're ready, and then I can hit start.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start the duel. Yeah, so that chat feature is pretty cool. I haven't tried it yet. I played a few people this morning. I wasn't brave enough to
chat with a random person.
Yeah. So how do I think your chat may be on the app if you just want to...
Okay, hold on one second. Let's see if I can...
Do I want to draw a new hand? Yeah, probably. Ooh, that's worse. Gosh. All right, this might be a very embarrassing game.
I had to redraw too.
Yeah, anyway, it's not great. You can see my screen if you want.
I'm not looking at the screen, so I'm looking. That's why I turned off my camera so people aren't just looking at my head.
I feel like you have to. I mean, oh, I did not. Okay. I did not draw a land, which I needed to. Yeah, so guys, I may be mana drought this game, which could be great. I probably should have mulled down to 6 cards. I just was not brave enough to do it. All right. Come on, baby. Yes, thank you. Okay. Daddy needs a land.
uh,
All right, so my deck strategy is all about putting out a bunch of small creatures and then boosting their power, and also I have some creatures that like their strength is based on how many creatures you have. So yeah, that's the path I've gone down.
Mine is to not die too early.
Well,
uh,
let's see, red green. I don't know, anyone know in the comments? Red green could be like strong, I guess. Pretty big creatures you could get out with that combination. And just so everyone knows, next week we will definitely be playing Hearthstone, so it will be kind of a head-to-head type situation. Uh, since that will be, is that Elder of Laurels? Okay, that's a good one. I took 2 damage. No. All right. Not really sure. This may be a victory for you, sir. Oh wait, I don't want to do that.
yes, you do.
Forgot that you played your Elder. So, word of the wise: when you have one land in your starting hand, even though you already mulliganed once, it's probably a good idea to mulligan again. Because my slow deck is already going to be, it's already slower than it usually is. Oh yikes! Yeah, growth, monstrous growth. Is that what it is?
Uh, Titanic growth.
Titanic growth. I do like the purple scheme. I think it's pretty cool. All right, this game is going to be over quickly. Um, gosh. Oh, yay. I can finally block you, so beware.
I gotta get more stuff out there. Ooh, good. Uh, let's see.
Right.
I think I'll do.
Yeah, so one of my favorite mechanics, the new one, is this convoke ability, and I'm sorry, I don't know what set it came from. I usually only play the annual sets, 14, 15, stuff like that. But I like it a lot. So you can actually use your creatures as a potential mana source, sort of, to put out creatures. Wow, you're flooding the board.
And I'll give you a, I'll give you a free round this time.
All right, good. I don't want to trade yet. I prefer not to trade this round. Okay. Ooh. So like, the problem is that I just don't have enough defense, but I think I need to do this. All right, so my little mentor of the week is going to let me draw some cards. And
What is that?
none of
Oh,
those were lands.
that was weird. It just popped up all kinds of. So, what is Mentor of the Week?
Okay, so this guy, mentor of the week, of the meek. I'm sorry, not the week. If you
Okay.
play any creatures that are power 2 or less, you can pay 1 and draw a card for each creature you played that way, um, which is pretty cool for just getting your card draw up. You know, it's not as bad with Hearthstone in terms of like you're out of cards, you're dead, because what's on the board is a little more permanent than Hearthstone. But I feel like it's not as much trading going on, but definitely having that. Oh my gosh. Uh, um, definitely having uh, those extra cards do give you more options, which is pretty cool. 1, 2.
I meant to do that.
You're just gonna stand off.
Uh, okay, okay, okay. I wanted to use that Elder of Laurels' power,
Oh,
but
right.
that I have to pay for it, so I couldn't have
Yeah,
put
it is a
anything
little
in
bit
it. Okay,
expensive. It's more
okay.
of a late game thing, kind of finisher. At least that's what I've used it for. I have a couple of those in this deck as well, but doubt we'll see them this turn. Oof. That's the right move. That is the right move. I think I have to skip blocking. I'm taking a big risk here. Yeah, this is probably game. We should play another round with these decks, though. I like them. Okay, because I'm about to lose.
I never thought I'd hear that. I thought I'd be decimated.
No, I'm about to. I haven't tried this deck against human players, so it's very possible that it is terrible. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna continue. All right.
Okay, what do I want to do?
I'm only doing like 6 damage to you.
It's not going to let me block?
You should be able to block unless there's a reason. Oh, maybe I need to hit attack. I'm sorry. It was waiting on me. My bad.
Okay, there we go. I knew I should have been able to block.
Blocking is optional, though.
Yeah, but they're not going to die, so it doesn't matter. Might as well take out 2 of them.
All right.
What is that? Oh no, you tricked me.
Well, I'm still losing. I'm still going to lose the game because you have enough to kill me, but yeah.
So what was that you played to stop me from the block?
It's an instance. So in this game, you can play cards on other players' turns, or like at any time. They're called instants, and this one gave my guys +2/+1. Alrighty, and now I die because I have nothing to block you with. So that's game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're all tapped, aren't they?
Yeah. I just thought it'd be fun to do that. All right. Well, that is game. Let us rematch with these decks. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. I want to see if I can get my deck going this next time, or then I will learn that it's truly bad, and you all got to witness live me testing this deck against human players. Yeah, and then I want to talk about deck building after that, or maybe we can switch to a new deck. You can keep yours, but whichever you want to do. I was defeated.
I'll stick with this deck. I had just changed it up before we started, so I didn't know what it was.
Oh, so it doesn't. All right. I thought we had an option to play again, but I will invite you again.
Okay. Hopefully we'll have less problems this time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ready. Cool. All right. So those that are just joining us, yeah, we're playing Magic 2015. We are having a rematch of the same decks we just played with.
Oh, whoops! I got hit ready.
Oh, no worries. And it's funny, it doesn't indicate as far as I could tell.
Well, plus it's down on the bottom of the screen. You don't even notice it.
Yeah, it's pretty small too. I think this, is the same interface they're going to be using for. And now I have the opposite problem I had last time. Uh, I'm going to be brave. So certain lands that give you kind of extra benefits come into play tapped, which means, yeah, you can't use them the first turn. And this game features all the gates from Ravnica, which was a set all about kind of two color combinations.
Oh, okay.
And so it has like a gate or like a land that does both for every two color combination.
Okay, yeah, I have that red and green gate thing.
Yeah. And it's pretty nice because basically everyone has one, so it's not like anyone's left out. Any combination has them. 5 colors, how many combinations are there? 15, 10? I don't know what it is. Someone can tell me. Pretty simple.
I got my awesome guy. I just no way I can pull him out anytime soon.
Uh-oh. Also, my deck has basically no removal or control type cards. So once your big guy comes out, I'm not sure I'll be able to stop him.
That's if we get that far. I need a lot of mana.
Is this your 10 mana guy?
Yeah, he's 10 mana and he's got a 12/12.
Okay. All right. That is something I can play this turn. So, hey Scott, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey.
Loud and clear.
Sorry that I was late.
No worries. So we were just playing a multiplayer match right now.
Okay.
We kind of just had one that I lost miserably, so I'm trying to redeem this deck by hopefully winning. I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty early yet, but. Yeah. All right. So how long do I have till your big guy comes and crushes me?
Quite a while. I have like no mana.
Okay, good.
So you've got plenty of time.
I need it. My deck is slow. So Scott, have you checked this game out at all yet?
I just installed the Steam version last night and played the first 2 matches.
Okay.
I feel, I mean, it's the same game, but
Right.
I'm not sure if there's something. I click on the icons wrong all the time.
Mm.
I'm not sure if that's just me like failing or I feel like they're in the wrong place.
Oh yeah. No, I think you're. Well,
Like during the attack, I always click on attack all or something like that, and then like the skip combat button is in the place where the attack button I think should be, and my mouse is just sitting there, and I hit it, and it's like, oh, skip combat.
Right. Yeah, that.
I think attack with all should be on top, and the combat should be on the bottom, but I think it's inverted. I don't know
No,
why.
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I do feel like sometimes they pick style over ease of use a lot of times in Duels of the Planeswalkers.
No, but I mean, it looks great. I haven't seen all the cards yet. I mean, I'm just kind of getting back into it.
Yeah. The free deck building is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I only briefly looked at that, and it looked pretty interesting, but I really have not given it much. I mean, literally an hour of time.
Yeah. That makes sense. And there's a lot going on in there.
Like you got the in-app purchases all unlocked, right?
Right. And Brett as well did, so.
Because you bought both.
Yeah.
You basically have everything you can.
Well, I guess, Brett, you haven't done it yet,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't done it yet because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with the massive cards to try to figure them out.
You get a booster. Now, are the boosters preordained in the single player?
So they are randomized, but well, some of them I think are preordained, like in the first kind of tutorial missions. But we actually wrote them about that, and they're I'm sorry, they're randomized to a point, but then they won't give you something you can't. Like if you already have 4 of a card, they're not going to give you that card in the booster.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm guessing that first booster that opened up was the same for everybody because it says, hey, this card is way better than this card, so you should swap it out.
Yeah, I think it depends what deck combination you have, but yeah, whatever it is, I think they just exactly like
In the black and blue control deck or whatever.
okay.
Control, whatever, I forget what they call it. Right? Yeah. Unsummon stuff and tap stuff. Kind of a
Right.
lot.
Well, and they also what's pretty cool, and I'll show you. I did this just before because I was hoping to build some decks before we played, but those archetypes, once you've unlocked the whole collection, they'll auto build you a deck with all the cards you have available in that archetype kind of thing. Like,
So they have like pre-made kind of
yeah,
the best ones because I think I've got like there's some real duds in those decks that I'm like, why is this card? I would never play with this card.
yeah.
But that's the way it goes. I mean, I get it.
I feel like Hearthstone was the same way. They're like trying to teach you, hey, look, this card's better.
Maybe these cards are better by all measurable ways.
Yeah.
So I was reading on that thread. It seems like people are just so anti-Magic these days. I don't understand it. Like, I feel like this is such a good deal for the money. Like, if you've been in the game for a long time, I've been in Magic. I was in Magic since the beginning, right? I played the very beginning, and
Oh, wow.
I was spending, I want to say thousands of dollars a year, just to keep up with it, physically, right? The physical parts.
Right.
But I wasn't playing hardly as much because I was in tournaments, but they weren't like, it wasn't like the pro tournament or anything. It was like tournaments in like the comic book shop down the street.
Right.
Kind of tournament, and or Friday Night Magic type things. But it was so expensive. I mean, it was just literally like, okay, here's my paycheck. Okay, well, how many cases do I need to buy this month to keep the cards that I need or want? You don't really need them, but you want them.
To keep up with everyone, yeah.
And now, I'm guessing $35 gets you everything, which is like a 300+ card set, times 4. 1,200 cards, right?
The only thing it doesn't give you are those premium. There's a set of premium cards that aren't included in that.
Right.
Are premiums special cards, or are they the foils you're talking about?
There's separate booster packs that pull from a separate card pool.
Okay, so you don't unlock those by...
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there's still a concept of getting something, though. But you just play and you get them eventually, right? You can't...
Yeah, exactly.
You just can't buy them, even if you want to.
No, so the premium ones you actually can only get by buying. So they're not unlockable anyway.
That purchase that is basically not covered by the bulk.
Right. But I think there with the premium, there's a max of.
I'm going down. I'm going down fighting.
All right.
Oh wow. Wish I could click the cards because I don't know what they are. By just.
Oh yeah, sorry. These are just.
Oh, he's got tokens.
Yeah, I've got tokens on. He's got Marauding Malhorn, which has to
Attack.
Sure,
it's a 5/3, man. Why wouldn't you want to take on that thing? 4/1. Yeah, there was a 4/1 or 5/1 black monster that I got hit with last night. Some kind of cobra or snake.
I'm just gonna skip. How do I skip blocking? I don't know how to skip blocking. There we go. I'll take it.
I don't like the little gap that opens up. Is that kind of new? That's new, right?
That is new, yeah.
The line, I don't like it.
It's not good graphic design.
It just looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also have to drag the attack over to the guy's face, the icon, right?
I think you can double tap as well.
Yeah, you can just tap them and it'll do it too.
Yeah, okay.
I'll draw a card, sure.
It is. I'm nitpicking here. The game is really cool. I like Magic. I've always loved it. I loved it. Should I tell you my story about how I got introduced to the game?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So back in the day when I first moved to Dallas, one of my friends came over and he said, "Hey, I got this game. You want to try it out?" And I was kind of sure, yeah, whatever. And he brings it over, and he's talking about how it was 2 decks of cards. I'm like, really? There's a game there? Okay, whatever. But we pull it out, and I'm kind of mocking him. I'm like, how much did you pay for this? He's like, $40. It was 2 starter decks for like $20 each. Something
Oh
like
wow.
that. And I mocked him. I said, you paid $40 for these cards, right? Like, this is cardboard. Just kind of being silly, I was kind of mocking him, kind of making fun of him. We played the first game. He taught me how to play. I said, let's go to the store. I like wiped the cards off the table. Let's go to the store. I have to buy now, like instantly. Yeah, so that was like the first. It was like love at first sight for me, for sure.
That's really awesome.
We went and bought all the old, so we started scouring town for Arabian Nights and all the old, the initial
Ice Age and stuff.
first expansion. Well, the first expansion I think was Arabian Nights.
Okay.
And so we just looked every store and just went and bought it. And the guy, you would walk up. Oh, Antiquities was another expansion. That was an early one too. I would walk up to the guy at the counter, and there would be a case of the cards sitting there, and I'm like, "How much for the case?" He's like, $310. I'm like, "Okay, wrap it up." I'm like, "No, because this game is amazing."
That's so awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we got into it heavy.
All right, Brett. I'm gonna try my crazy 5-color deck that's based around one card that I got in a premium booster. I put it in and told it to autocomplete, so we'll see what happens.
So you put 4 copies of one card and then auto-completed the deck?
It's one copy.
Oh, it's one copy. Okay.
Yeah.
So how does that work now? So the premium ones, you get a single copy. You get just one copy of them.
I'm not sure yet. I've gotten 2 copies of some of the cards, so I heard that you can only buy 16 premiums. So anything that's a legendary, you can only have 1 copy in a deck anyway. In this version.
Oh, is there a deck rule for that? I wasn't sure.
It's not
Copy in the game.
in the game. I think you can they can't be on the board at the same time, I think is the rule.
Immediately unsummons itself.
Is that what it does? Okay.
It goes to the graveyard if there's another copy in play.
I'm not getting your invite.
Okay,
The
I'll
message
try it
never
again.
came.
Try it again. Yeah, it's pretty spotty. Yeah, but here they've actually limited. You can only have, I think, 1 of each, or 2 of each rare, 3 of each uncommon, 1 of each legendary, and 4 of each common.
Oh, okay. So there are different deck building rules implemented.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Uh,
I guess
so
they still don't want it to be completely replacing Magic Online.
Right. And it won't ever give you more. Like if you've already got 3 of something, you'll never get that card in a booster again. Brett, do you want to try inviting me?
Sure. I actually just quit the app and came back in. I saw myself sign back into Game Center. So
Okay, let me
you
try
can
again.
try it again.
All right. And I'm fully expecting this deck to crash and bomb because it is 5 colors. It's not trying in.
Okay, let me try sending you an invite then.
Okay.
This,
Yeah, so the way I actually got into Magic, I started in an odd way, came into Magic from Pokemon.
Really?
So we were, I was into Pokemon in 6th grade. My friend came over one summer, and I didn't have the same funds to buy everything in town, but I
I'm a little bit older
got
than
into it. And I played some Pokemon for a while, and then got into Harry Potter, which actually I met the designer, Mike Elliott. He was one of the designers, and it's a pretty interesting game. But it was, and then I saw the older guys in the shop were playing Magic, and one day I was like, all right, let's do that now. And so we switched over, and I think that was 6th edition, the green. Well, it was like a green, and they used to use the Roman numerals instead. Now they just do the yearly core set or whatever. And I was really big into the story for a lot of it, which I feel like isn't as big now. But
It was always interesting to me to kind of piece together the stories from sentences.
yeah, well,
I did enjoy that quite a lot too, because when you're limited to buying the cards physically, you're only going to get what you're going to get, and you may never see some cards, and you can't really tell the whole story without seeing all the cards.
right.
And there was really no internet back when I was. I mean, the internet existed, but it wasn't the internet that we know today, where you could talk about stuff. There was a news group called Magic, Red Games Magic, I think, or something like that. But I don't remember going on there and caring that much to contribute or read it. I did use the Rec Games Magic for Sale website, or news groups, to sell all my cards back in the day. And I looked it up recently. I made just over $10,000 selling my cards.
Wow.
And I ran it in auction. And it was basically one of those auctions where you email people. I would have to read everybody's email.
Oh, and decide who.
I was manually maintaining the auction by email. It was so much work.
Wow.
It was the days before eBay, the day before any kind of website, app, all that stuff.
Wow.
I searched for it in Newsnet the other day, and it's still there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I was selling cards for like $200 or $300.
Oh, wow.
All the Mox cards and the Black Lotus and the Power. They call it the Power.
That's crazy. So I have a feeling I'm going to get slaughtered here. I have no creatures in my hand. I'm not sure how many creatures I actually have in this deck. To be honest.
Problem,
Oh, I am sure.
Mulligan.
Yeah, I should have mulled one more time. But I didn't get any creatures in both of my first draw and then my second. No creatures. Oh, man. 5-color decks. Maybe not the best.
We used to play epic games where we would just play like with 100 plus card decks, like 150 cards, just crazy random Highlander deck, call it.
Okay.
Just have one copy of a card in it.
Yeah, that would be crazy because the games could be wildly different, right? Because each.
We have hour-long plus games. We play team games too, where we just make up team rules and stuff. And
That's cool.
we'd have these crazy, just dozens of cards on the table. And of course, you would forget about something that would like kill you, so we'd make a move and be like counterattack for 200 life or something. Just crazy days. I remember distinctly one night playing during the OJ slow beat chase.
Oh, okay.
We were playing Magic at one of my buddy's houses, and we had the news on. It was OJ. And we were like, what? OJ? What's he doing? slow speed chase. It was like, because it went on for hours.
Right.
Playing Magic with these huge decks and watching the OJ slow speed chase on TV.
That sounds like a night.
It was
like
fun,
the
man.
perfect
We
night.
were like, what is OJ doing? What? Oh, he's accused of murder? What?
That's really funny.
The pre-internet days were a different time, for sure.
Yeah, I remember.
Phones. When nobody had smartphones, and we didn't have cell phones.
So my dad's always been in software, so he had internet at work. We didn't have it at home for a long time. So we got one of those AOL discs, and I talked him into letting us use it the free month or whatever. And the first thing I did was download some sound bites from Nickelodeon, so that when our computers started up, it played a particular sound, which was. I regret that now. Yeah.
Are there any other features that have been added that are of note?
There is push-to-talk chat in the multiplayer, which I haven't used yet.
Down in the lower left.
Yeah, so I played some games yesterday morning and was just too afraid to chat with strangers.
I really do like Hearthstone's chat.
Yeah.
Non-existent. Because I don't. The online people just.
Well, and you're talking about, I feel like a 15-minute game, not a, like, I don't know, I see if you're playing something longer, maybe you want to chat with them more, but yeah. And mostly, yeah, online people have no filter most of the time. Which is, I've always wondered, because everyone claims that they don't do that, but then someone's got to be out there doing it. It's, like everyone I talk to, like, oh, I don't do that, but.
No, I think Blizzard did it right by not putting any chat.
Yeah. How is StarCraft? Is that just text chat or is there voice chat as well?
Yeah, it's text.
Okay. It's been a while since I played. So.
They also have a built-in TeamSpeak kind of thing, but I never got it working.
Okay. Well, you know, I think I have done that with friends doing the
Just use Skype.
voice chat.
Gosh, yeah, I haven't played StarCraft in a while. Got the expansions, played one night, and then haven't touched it since.
Well, I guess I'll have to wait for the next one. Complete next year.
Yeah,
probably.
so I still haven't finished the campaign of the second.
Oh yeah.
I really did like the campaign of StarCraft 2. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done.
Played through maybe a quarter of the second episode and put it away.
Definitely. So I have no creatures on the board. That's weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, you need some help there, Brett. Well, he's only got. I mean, it's a death by slow. Oh wait, that was good.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
It may not last much longer if you can't get anything out.
So far, this
The card you
5
built
color
the deck around in your hand right now?
I'm sorry?
The card you built the deck on?
No, it's not.
Was it that good of a card?
No, it's the only 5 color card. Like the other game.
Oh, that's right.
2014.
You said it was that one that required all 5 colors.
Yeah. So the one before had what's that famous dragon's name?
Nicol Bolas?
Yeah, Nicol Bolas. So it had that card, and you could build decks around it. Or there was one that's like, if you play this card, you win the game. It's like the World Destroyer or something. Or it's like you pay 10 mana, tap it, and it's a 5 color card, and you win the game. And so when you get that in sealed play, people used to try to build decks around that and see if they could win, which obviously is pretty swingy.
I wish they would do the cube draft on these apps someday. I don't know. It's hard because they have this competing product, really, Magic Online, which they have not upgraded. As far as I know, they have not upgraded it in years.
Right, it's like a Visual Basic game, right?
I don't know what it's right. It's been a long time since I've looked at it, so maybe I'm talking on my ass, but I don't remember. They released an update of their like 3.0 version, and I feel like they completely broke it.
Oh gosh.
Like usually stuff gets better going forward, and nothing got worse. Like the chat window on that game is, I don't know, hopefully not offending anybody who worked on it, but it's just not good.
It's a pretty old game.
So many UI problems.
I remember being in the beta for that. You know how you were talking about how such a good value this is? Like you can see all these cards and have all these options.
Yeah.
When I was in the beta for that game, they had.
You could just get anything.
Yeah.
I was in the beta as well.
It was so good. Like they give you a certain like amount of money to use each.
Yeah, you could
day
buy
or something.
amount of money today, yeah.
It was so cool. And I loved, because I was all about the story, I loved that like Weatherlight saga, which is like right when they were doing the beta. It was very fun. Anyway, it was a great time.
I got a lot of money tied up in that game too, and I'm not really sure what to do with it. It's just not fun to play for me.
Can you sell? Is there money in selling things on that game?
I don't know.
I'm just curious.
I don't know if I really don't know. I mean, I need to go kind of log in and make sure, but it's still there. But like I said, unless they upgrade it massively, I don't really find it that fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I do feel like they need to. I mean, I'm sure they're working on it, right?
I can't. I might be saying too much, but I feel like when they brought it all in house, that's when it all kind of went down. They were using like a third party, Leaping Lizard, I believe, was the developer. And then they brought it all in house, and they hired. I remember reading their help wanted sections because I was like, why is this not being developed in a big way with a lot of money behind it and a lot of talent? Talent, because it could be big. I mean, and it is big, right? It's huge because the card game is big. The online you could be just as big. If you're selling the cards for the exact same price as what you're selling in your physical, you can make a crap ton of money. So make a really great version of it. And so I went and looked online, and I was reading their forums and stuff. And this was a long time. This is when they launched. What was the name of that website? Do you remember the name of the website that was kind of going to be like a Board Game Geek kind of thing? Gleemax. Remember Gleemax?
What just happened there?
Were you aware of that product from Wizards?
No.
Yeah.
Remax.
Kind of like it was supposed to be like a social networking website with a database of board games in it. I was like, one of the guys from Magic called me and asked me if I wanted to be on the board of directors for that project. And I'm like,
okay.
You guys realize, like, we're competitors, right? You're creating a why would I want to be on your board? Anyway, Gleemax. Anyway, so, long story. But, so the Magic, the online stuff, I was like, why is this so terrible? And I went and looked in the forums, and they were actually, like, trying to hire through their forums. Which I think is completely, I mean, maybe you'll find somebody, but I don't know.
Well, people look at help wanted
to think that you're going to find. Maybe you can find, but they should have had a team that went out and really searched like hard for talent to run the thing, because it's a very powerful property and it's super valuable. Why would you? I just felt it was very like half-assed. They put some kid in charge of it, like he had just got hired to be in charge of Magic Online. What are you doing?
It's a huge property. Oh, my app just crashed.
Oh. What kind of iPad do you have right now, Brad?
What kind of what? Sorry?
What version?
Oh, it's an iPad Air.
iPad Air, okay.
So that probably shouldn't have happened. But
does it run feel like it runs pretty well? And...
Yeah, it runs pretty well. There's been some crashes, but it usually resumes pretty close. The biggest game that's been crashing on me, actually, is Walking Dead will crash on me.
Oh.
And that game only saves like when you pass a certain like chapter marker. And so I've been playing the same.
Oh right. You're playing
choices. Yeah. Which is kind of annoying. Let me just double check. Brett, do you mind if we play one more?
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that Warhammer Carnage. I think that one's been crashing. Although they seem to have released an update that fixed a bunch of the crashing. But that I must have replayed the same section over and over again about 40 times.
What I want to know is how you can tell the difference. That game feels like the same section every time I play. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's, if you just want to run and smash orcs in the face, that is what they've made in Orc Smashing.
It's an Orc Smashing. Cool.
Simulator.
How did you get in?
This is my introduction to Magic. I've never actually, I've seen it played for years, but this is finally the time that I picked it up and decided to try it.
Oh, okay. What do you think so far?
It's not bad. We were having a conversation before we got on, and it's definitely a lot of information to throw at someone right away, especially when you have stuff like Hearthstone that came out that's super quick and easy to pick up and play and learn. This does have a bit more of a learning curve to it.
I think so they've given names to all their powers now, right? Like.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, which is, I don't know what to think about that. I guess it's necessary. But back in the day, they used to put the rule right on the card.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I think that would always be more helpful, because some of them have the same names as other games I've played, but they're slightly different.
Well, one thing is actually the paper version does kind of explain those things, but in the digital version, they're expecting you to, go here to more info and take a look.
Right, like lifelink is the...
Right.
That's the ability that gives you health when it does damage or something?
Yeah, so when it does damage, you gain that much life. I would love to see an ability that's both, like, anytime they take damage, you also lose life. I think that'd be cool, but that's a freebie.
To the game's credit, they do have, whenever a card comes up, you can hit, like, a little button, and it immediately gives you all that information. So you can if you forget what these things are, you can quickly see it.
Right.
Right.
I think for me, when I first got the experience of it, it was like I knew there was like 500 cards out there at the time, and I was like, wow, that the depth of things you can make in this game is really unlimited.
Right.
You know, it was just that whole explosion of like, wow, I could create a deck of bears, like whatever. Oh, I want to try this strategy where I sacrifice all my life and try to, I just felt like it had just endless amounts of depth.
So much removal. Yeah. And I think that's one thing, because I love Hearthstone, but one thing that has always, I'm waiting for is I'd love to do like really themed decks. You kind of there's certain cards you have to play if you're this class. You know what I mean? Where I would love to do like, yeah, just a Bears deck or just a...
Deep for sure, but it's just starting, so...
Right.
The first set of Magic cards was only like 200 cards.
Right. And I think people forget that a little bit. I've heard commentators say, well, it's a simpler game than Magic. I'm like, well, it is now, but it might not always be.
You can't mix races in Hearthstone.
That's true. There are cards that are separated.
You can't be a hunter warlock, You have to be a hunter. You can't be a hunter.
That's true. That is...
Imagine the craziness you could come up with if you can mix the races. Or the classes, not races.
That's true. What is this? What are all these cards?
Whenever you cast a spell, targets the Satyr Hoplite, put a +1/+1 counter on Satyr Hoplite.
Ah, heroic. Okay.
Interesting. I'm amazed that you dodged the magic bullet for so many years.
Yeah, I don't know. It was never. I knew that it was going to cost me a lot of money to get into it, so
like I'm not even going to with it. Yeah.
I just never did. And this is obviously much easier to just, especially if I don't have someone around who plays it, then I can find someone online and not talk to them because
in my
I
opinion,
want to talk to strangers.
It's the perfect app for me. I want to play Magic casually. I don't want to put a lot of money into it anymore. Kind of done with that.
Right.
It gives you a huge amount of stuff now. And the whole deck building thing is awesome.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I think they're getting closer and closer. It's...
You can't completely go that direction. Does it kill the other game?
Yep. What they need to do, and I'm assuming they're doing this, but I could be wrong, is making a new version of Magic Online that includes iPad and consoles and all that.
Yeah. Good. If I were king of Wizards, I would have been on it like 5 years ago. Right?
Right. But it's funny because, we say this, but and I don't think we're wrong, but I also think, and I've heard this argument from people, well, it's not really broken. I mean, the game may be broken, but I mean the software may be broken, but I mean in terms of their model, there's popularity is still there for the product.
It's bigger than ever.
Yeah. So it's like they're like, why do it? Why?
Why bother?
Yeah.
Crazy money on the physical cards anyway.
Right.
Yeah, good question. Hey, do we have any questions from anybody watching?
I've been keeping track. Not as many.
Did you go on the?
It's amazing what the. I haven't refreshed Board Game Geek in a minute, but it's amazing what a little giveaway will help bring out questions.
Anything up tonight?
Do not have anything. Oh wait, we got a question though, right here. You took control of my creatures? What?
Yeah.
Forever?
No, just for one turn.
Oh.
Okay.
So it's kind of dangerous because then now if I use all my stuff, you have that guy back untapped for your next turn.
I see. Well, he's also vigilant. So it says, do they have any of the older cards, or is it just from newer sets? So I don't know if I'm the best person qualified to answer that question. I know that it's a core set, right? So they take things from kind of the last few sets and
core set is always a mixture of stuff that has already been published.
Right. So I don't
They
know
don't.
exactly which are which, but
Yeah, I would require a knowledge of the game. I think none of us have. Does it tell you what set it's from if you mouse into it? Like it might tell you.
um, more
In
info.
that card view, it'll tell you what plane you can get it from, but I don't know.
Well, that would,
It doesn't say what.
okay.
See in the lower left corner, there's like a little symbol there.
Yeah, I think that's just the artist, that little artist
Does the
symbol.
artist have a different symbol?
I know. I think that just means artist. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure because
Yeah.
they have designers on some of them as well. Like they pulled some big name designers to do different
Yeah,
things.
right. Didn't David Serlin create a card?
He did, yeah.
Rob Davey. Did Rob Davey ever create? Yeah, a bunch of those guys created cards. Are those in the? Yeah, I guess those would be in the set. Maybe those are the premium ones.
Yeah, I think those are some of them. Uh,
Yeah, because only 6 of those made it to the digital version, I think, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
right.
they're always torn between what they can actually implement digitally too.
Right.
Like every card has, when they come up with a unique mechanic, they have to like make it work. It's a hard programming problem. Believe me, I've thought about it. Like back in the day, I thought I'm gonna make my own Magic Online game. Right?
Right.
But once you start thinking about how this game works and how everything interacts with everything, it's not trivial. It's a hard problem.
Well, I couldn't imagine doing an AI for this game. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there would be definitely some interesting AI problems in this game for sure.
yeah.
I turned my AI up all the way to when I'm playing now, so I want to see the best game. Because I always felt like the AI was never really like.
Right. Banished. No.
That's about all I can do. I'm not winning this one.
Are you playing with a pre-made deck?
No, this was one these are cards I've unlocked, and then I kind of
Okay.
used to finish out the deck tool. And,
Together? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is one they built for me, so I won't try to pretend like
It
this is
does.
my brain.
Check the iOS Board Games Twitter, see if anybody has anything there.
Oh yeah, let me refresh that.
Nope. Yeah, no, maybe Magic. Board Game Geek and Magic always been contentious, right? Because
Yep.
I feel like a lot of board gamers now are just so jaded with not jaded. That's not the right word. They're so distasteful. They just find distaste in collectible games.
Right. Well, blind collectible.
Not collectible, and this is somewhat collectible, but you get so much now. I feel like that argument kind of goes away with this game. But
Yeah, I mean,
the prejudices are so deep that it's just like I'm never touching Magic ever again. Like people get with the way they get, and then Hearthstone is definitely a contender, man. It's way popular.
yep.
Yeah, Brett, you actually tweeted Brad saying you really like how the boosters are smart enough not to give you more copies of the card that you already maxed out.
yeah, I mean, that way you know that you're not just spending money for the sake of spending money for...
Yeah, you may get. Yeah, that was always the hatred of the game for me. Like, am I gonna get the same 15 cards again? A booster. Oh, the booster opening parties. We bought 4 cases of Legends. Opened them all in one day, one night, and it was a very surreal day. Like it was. So I worked at Nortel, which was Northern Telecom back in the day,
Okay.
here in Dallas, and the group from there, we all bought these tons of boxes of Legends. And on the day that Legends came out, we had a group barbecue picnic out at the South Fork Ranch, where they filmed Dallas and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like a super hot day, and I was kind of slightly, had drank a little bit out in the sun, and I feel like I was almost slightly heat stroked, right? Like I wasn't feeling great. And then we got the boxes, and we're like, well, we got to open them. It was a bizarre kind of, I feel I'm heat sick, and I kind of drunk a little bit, and I opening up Legend boxes, and eventually it was kind of like, this weird delirium of opening up Magic cards. Like it felt like a very like addictive. Because you make a mess when you open them up, right? The wrappers go everywhere.
Yep.
And it was just a weird day.
Now, what is the cost of a booster pack now?
Let me check. I will check. I remember a case back then was about $100 and something, or a box, I should say. And a case was 8 boxes, maybe, or 4 boxes.
Oh, a case was 4 boxes? Wow.
I think so. So we would all buy a case, and so we would have 4 boxes, and a box had 60 boosters in it or something like that. I mean, it was a significant amount of cardboard. It was a lot.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've always wanted at Gen Con and things like that, they have those, like, of older games that no one plays anymore. They have booster boxes that are $30, $40. Not Magic. Magic's never that cheap. But I've always wanted to just buy one.
Yeah, like
I didn't play the game just to open all of them. And just, I love that smell and that feeling of, it just gets me going.
a booster box of 10th edition. That's not the right edition. What edition is this? 2014.
2015, I think.
Oh, is this 2015 core set? Okay.
Yeah, it's like cards. Like
Single
cards.
box online costs $100. That comes with
30 boosters, 60 boosters, everyone is.
36.
36, okay.
So 36 divided by
275 or so, 277.
around that. And I'm not sure if this is a discounted price.
Hmm.
I don't know. You can get that much discount these days.
I don't think it's too big these days.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get a little discount online.
Oh, and someone was asking on YouTube if the game's this sluggish. The capture we're using, it's probably the capture, not the game itself. So
There is a bit of animation that you can tap through it to kind of make it go a little bit faster if you don't want to sit through the animation.
All that stuff for sure.
Yeah, but you're probably. I just want to let people know you're probably seeing it a little more sluggish on the capture than it actually is in real life. But yeah, there's a lot of this like these fog effects, like you hit a button, like or the sliding.
Yeah, I wish I could skip that opening. You can skip it, but not as quickly as I want to for that opening sequence. Once you've seen it once, you really don't need to see it again.
Yeah. So I found a booster box for 36 packs for $88 if you pre-ordered it from Hill's Wholesale Gaming. By the way, if you're ever looking for dead CCGs, go to Hill's Wholesale Gaming. It's called wholesalegaming.biz. He has everything. Like every game ever made. Not everything, but most of the dead stuff you can get really cheap. And this is $88 for 36.
That's pretty good.
So you're gonna live stream this when you buy your booster box and just open all of them?
Well, do a live unboxing of booster.
Ooh, I do that.
I don't buy them anymore. Yeah.
My brother-in-law would love that. He's big into the tabletop game.
House, man. I don't even know what to do with those. How am I going to get rid of them? Hey, Brad, can you go through a premium purchase real quick to the show?
Oh, yeah. I'll have to put in an iTunes password, and you can see which buttons I click.
Stop.
So let me stop sharing my screen real quick. I'll buy it, and then I'll show opening. How about that? So you can look at my face for just 2 seconds while I buy it. Is that cool?
Yeah. You look great.
All right, thanks. All right, so I'm going to buy one right now.
Don't worry, there's no reflection in your glasses.
Okay, good. No, yeah. I'm not that concerned. But it does light up like the exact keys that you're putting in.
That password thing where it puts the letter on the screen. I'm not really sure if I like it.
Yeah. All right, so... Okay, so... yeah, I bought a premium booster. I haven't bought any foil stickers. That's the one thing I haven't purchased.
Yeah, buy some foils. I want to see what that looks like.
Okay, I might need to stop sharing that. No, wait, I just put it in, so it'll let me.
Yeah, it should let you know.
Yeah.
So it's 99 cents for 30 foils?
Yep. I actually do not know how those work. I haven't tried it yet. So
Well, on any card you want, so you could put it on your favorite card.
let's check it out. Okay, so if we go to card collection, maybe. Have you done any foils, Brett?
I haven't done any foils.
All right, it's loading. I believe it's loading my booster pack.
So is it storing your collection in the cloud? It must. Because if you uninstall this app, you can't rebuy everything.
Oh yeah, as soon as you open a premium booster, it starts saving everything. You see it says save, save, save. So I think it's saving it out to the cloud somewhere.
Must be.
So let's see.
Oh, okay, so there's the sets that those cards are from, right? Or the realms.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the cards are from those sets as well.
Yeah.
So let's do this 5-color one.
What are the grayed out cards?
Oh, the ones I don't own yet. So I just foil-tized this one.
How did you do that?
I tapped it, and then... So then I think I hit check. Nope, that didn't work. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, that one was already, or was it already foiled?
I don't think you can open any that foil. Huh. Let's see. Check. Do you want to foil these cards? Yes. All right. So you do get to choose the ones you want.
There you go.
Cool. She's looking bad.
Oh, foil cards.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be spending money on foil.
You know, I think you can foil cards. You can take the foil off of real cards. I don't.
No, you can my brother did it. You soak them in nail polish remover, and just the foil remains, the picture on top, and then you can print another card on top of it or something if you want. There's some crazy stuff you can do. All right, so let me open this booster. So you can open the boosters by playing a game. It'll show up at the end, or I think if you go to decks, at least in the past, yeah, it showed up.
Oh, okay. So, button and it gives you a nice. Does it play a sound effect of crunching paper?
I have my sound off. I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't remember it playing it. Did it?
I think it does play something. So I got the Stoneforge Mystic. It's like an equipment focus card.
So it unlocked the deck type for you too.
Oh yeah. So maybe this is gonna. I'm guessing it's gonna be like a.
Is it like a white weenie?
Heroic charge.
Yeah. Assault your opponent using a swarm of red creatures, and then enhance them with white warriors to punch through.
Hmm.
That's neat.
Oh, so I don't think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I like it. I kind of like it. I mean, it's kind of neat. Still gives you the feeling of opening something, but
yeah.
And you're not going to, which is awesome.
I'm sorry?
You're not going to get duplicates.
Yeah, that's true. Which is way cool.
That's super friendly. Very surprised they're doing that.
Well, I think because it's a limited set and there's no way for you to trade.
You can't sell. Yeah, you can't trade or sell them. So.
Sorry, I took away my booster. I just wanted to see what else was in there.
Show the deck builder a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure. So you can limit what you're seeing. So right now I've limited it to new cards just to see what was in there. You can also sort by rarity. You can sort by type of card as well. Let me turn off new cards. Mana color, that sort of thing. And you can just grab a card, throw it in.
Dragging it down. Oh yeah. Okay.
Drag them in, and you can control your lands. Or you can have them control your lands. The lands in this game are pretty basic. There's the Ravnica set kind of had all these 2-color lands for every possible combination.
Yep.
So those are in there, but you can also just drag one card in, for example, and hit autocomplete, and it will auto build you a deck. With one card, it does take a little while.
So the mana curve on the bottom there is 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so sorry, I shouldn't have hit autocomplete. I don't know if there's a way to stop it, but yeah, so you can see the mana curve down there. It also has these kind of star ratings, which I think can be a little misleading because you're not going to get full stars in any one rating. So I wouldn't harbor too much on those, but it is good to know like kind of where your deck
You have
strength
no
and
control,
weaknesses.
right? You have no control cards. You have lots of strength.
Right.
You have cheap cards.
Right.
That's neat. Color distribution.
Oh, it's a pure white deck you built. Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah. Very much
that's
focused
cool.
on
I'm
that.
actually very excited about this. I never really thought the deck building stuff was all that intriguing, so I never really spent any time on it. I mean, I modified my deck some when I got the new cards to put things in and pull things out, but it was always frustrating that you couldn't just make a deck.
Right. Like they had some sort of formula that you could just like do this.
Yeah, I think all this stuff is really helpful for, like, especially me as a new player, because I have no idea where to start with this thing. At least I can build something and then tweak it, and at least I have a good starting point.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. I like it. I like that feature. Oh, how many deck slots do you have?
I don't think there's a.
I don't think there's a
I haven't
limit.
ran into a limit yet. No. I mean, I only had a couple decks till tonight, but
Oh, did you get the booster draft?
they took out the kind of sealed play from this one.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, so they instead it's all kind of.
Okay, I never tried that in the previous game, but I always liked that kind of gameplay. I don't know why I never went and played it.
Yeah, I like sealed play a lot, and I like that in real life. You know, if you're someone that doesn't want to get fully into Magic, but you want to go play something, going to a sealed event's really good because it's like going to a movie. You know, you pay your $15 or whatever, and you get
Keep the cards.
what you got. Right, and you keep the cards. Yeah. So yeah, these are the kind of the archetypes you can build from, which is pretty cool. So you can like you hit it, and it'll just build you a deck in that archetype based on what you
Always different. Oh, it's based on your collection.
It's based on your collection, yeah. So because I have most everything unlocked, most
That
of them.
Cruel, what is it? Cruel Denial.
Yeah, Cruel Denial.
I was playing last night. It has like the blue,
It's like Super Control.
and a bunch of zombies and a bunch of
Oh yeah,
black weaker cards of the set. But
it's pretty cool.
I don't get to see too much of it.
Now, this may be my ignorance with Magic, but in the practice duels, you can choose 2, 3, or 4-player matches. How exactly does that work? I thought it was just like a head-to-head thing. You can play with multiple.
Do they have the plane play in this game, bro?
I haven't tried it yet. Let's just do that real quick.
I really loved that actually. It was so fun.
They put it in 2012 or 13. I can't remember now, but
What's the name of that feature? Let me bring it up actually.
Plane Chase, I believe, and then.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
So I'm assuming if you're gonna do 3, you have to do something like Plane Chase.
Complete chaos. It was fun.
So yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to do for 3 players here. So there are some formats where you can play like 4 players. You can play 2-on-2. It's called Two-Headed Giant. That's like an official format where you share a life total and you share a turn also. Multicolor plays first. Oh, they're using my decks. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're using your decks.
Yeah, dang.
Oh, are you playing every slot?
No, I think I'm just the AI, but they're using. So yeah, this is just a free-for-all 3-player game, which you can do. I mean, that's legal in the rules.
Oh.
But it's not great.
14 actually to see what that feature was called for sure.
I think it's Plane Chase, isn't it? Or I don't know. Oh, there's also
A lot of fun with that. That was super cool.
there's one called Nemesis or something where you're one. It's 3 versus 1, where one player has like a stronger deck
Or more life.
and more life. I think, yeah.
So they removed that stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they kept it simple. This is really funny. 3-player games are kind of.
One thing about Magic does not work on my computer. I have to lower my resolution down for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Huh.
Keep having to do this. But annoying.
Life, lots of life. Anyway, this is probably pretty boring to watch because it's
Oh,
really
just
zoomed out.
other modes they had.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm just thinking. I was getting into it, but then I'm like, I should probably.
Right.
Yeah, so we could probably.
So they've gone a step backwards, but they've gone a step forward in other places. It's kind of
Right. And they may add in those modes. Who knows? As like And I'm
Yeah,
assuming 4 player is just
yeah.
4 player as well. So
There's no setting for it, like. No.
I could check in settings and see if there's something. Help and options.
Yeah, that's what the setting.
One cool thing they've included here actually is kind of there's achievements. If you see that 16 by my character's name down in the bottom corner, there's several achievements you can get, which I haven't earned a lot lately, but they were pretty fun at the first earning them, like doing 20 damage in 1 turn or crazy things like that, which are fun. Not seeing it. So you can actually see like what deck you have equipped. And sorry, the scrolling is a little wonky because I think it's trying to be more PC type scrolling. But you can kind of see these different achievements that have been received, and you can obviously share them on social media if you want.
Yeah, I do like that quick access to all that stuff just by tapping your character down the corner. And then you can quickly get to the decks and everything. You don't have to go through all the menus.
I totally agree with that. It's really nice. Cool. Well, I think probably we've been going for about a little more than an hour, so we probably should call it here if that's okay with everybody.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, thanks, Brad, for putting this together.
Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I still believe it's one of the best games ever made.
Yeah,
I know it's not the best thing on Board Game Geek. People have like a big distaste of it, but there's a lot of people out there who really still love it.
Yep, I totally agree with you. Well,
And
thank you guys so much.
Prices are not, you could do a lot worse for
Yeah.
more money.
I mean, I think like if you buy everything, you get the bundle, and then you buy every booster till you have everything. I'm guessing you're going to be well under $100, probably closer to $50, and that's. I mean, if you're going to put a lot of play into this, that's not a terrible amount of money to spend for a video game.
Yeah, even if you just did the $10 pack, which unlocks the whole single player campaign, then you start playing through that'll unlock the multiplayer, and you unlock all the cards by playing through that. If you don't care about not having all the cards right away, then $10 is all it costs.
That's where I am now. I put $10 into it. I'm going to play it as much as I can until I'm bored with it, and maybe do the purchase to unlock everything and see all that other stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Gosh, I can't find that other version of the game. I don't know where it was.
Not on Steam?
I'm trying to remember what it was called. I can't find it.
The other version of Magic, or?
Yeah, I was just trying to in the 2014 the plane game.
Oh, okay. I thought there was another version of Magic that was called like Tactics or something, where you play the cards and they'd actually show up on a board, and you played like a TBS.
Or was it 2013 that had that plane stuff in it?
It might have been 2013.
Kind of all blending together to me now.
Yeah.
So for people's, just one final thing, just so people know, I bought 3 of those premium boosters, which were $1.99 each, and it says I have 21% of those premium booster cards after this 3 packs.
So basically, you bought 3 for 21. Yeah, that's.
The one thing that surprised me is they didn't give you a deal if you bought like 10 of them. It was still $1.99
It's just the same
each.
price. Yeah, that's true. It's very true. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming tonight. And next week we'll be, for those of you that hate Magic and love Hearthstone, we will be playing Hearthstone next week for sure.
Can you give me a quick summary of what that is before we sign off? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So it's single player content.
Yeah.
So basically, and I don't know if it's all unlocking at once. I think it's going to unlock week by week. But basically, it's a series. It's a dungeon split into 5 wings where you play a series of battles against AI opponents.
Okay.
And you unlock cards from the set, and there's only 30 cards in the set, but you unlock them all by playing.
So and you want to play next week. Otherwise, you'll have to eventually pay to unlock that first.
It's only going to be free for like the week?
I think if you start this, I'm a little unclear about this, but I think if you start playing it next week, you're good to get in on that wing. Otherwise, you'll have to pay to unlock it later down the road after this first initial 5 weeks or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right, and I think it's like they announced it's like $6 a wing or $7 a wing, or you can use gold, or you can also buy a bundle, which I think is just the prices of all of them added together. I don't think.
I think it was 25. I think it was. Yeah, there was a whole breakdown. I think it might have been 25 for the whole thing if you didn't get the first one free. Otherwise, I think it was 20 for the other 4 as a bundle. I don't think you saved money by doing the bundle, but I could be wrong. I don't remember.
I think you're right. And I think so next week probably what we'll do is just try to run that first wing with the class.
And so it doesn't add any multiplayer content. It's all purely single.
I mean, the cards will change the metagame, I guess. You know, it's adding new cards to the pool that can be used in multiplayer, but
available for all the modes.
Right.
Okay.
And I think I'll need to double check my notes. I'm sorry, but I think they will also show up in the arena, I believe. So if you play arena matches, those cards will start to be ones that could possibly appear.
I think you're right. I seem to remember them saying that.
Oh.
Okay.
Their domination begins of the online card games. Hey, Brad, I found Ender 2013, Magic 2013.
Okay, and it's
called Plane Chase.
Plane Chase. Okay.
You're correct.
Magic 2014 had something, or maybe one of them had the Nemesis mode, and that must have been 2012. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they add something and take something away every time, right? It's kind of
yeah, it's true. They're stingy. No, just kidding.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. See you next week.
Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in.